first thing that went in my head when I stepped on the TEDx stage is, I can't believe that I'm here. I was thinking about it from a point of view that I've been thinking about this moment for a long time. I first got the idea of it in 2020. And when I got that idea, I was like, man, is this possible? The first thought that came to my head, I'm here. But it wasn't like I'm here, I've made it. It was like this is the first stage. I remember I was talking with my wife about this. And I was like, funny how the first time I actually start talking about my story in this big setting, I end up getting a TED Talk. And I'm working on a book, and I was working on a couple things coming after that. That moment felt bigger because of where I came from, A lot of guys don't get out of prison and end up on a TEDx stage. A lot of guys don't get out of prison and end up as a manager in a company. A lot of guys don't get out of prison and make it. A lot of guys fall back in the cycle of trying to get by, and they do a lot of things, or they try, and there's a lot of things that go wrong. Being on that stage showed me a lot of things that can go right. And the things that I talk about on there is just my story. And it comes down to a point of, I realized that there's something that I've done in my life that's different than other people, because not everybody is where I am. I'm appreciative of my wife. I'm appreciative of my family for being there to support me through this entire journey, because without them, I wouldn't be here. I appreciate my pastor. I appreciate my relationship with God, because without that, I wouldn't be here. I'm constantly growing, and I'm willing to grow. And I think that that's the difference between the reason why that stage felt much bigger, that moment felt big, is because where I came from and the fact that I was willing to grow and allow change to happen in my life to get to that moment. 16 years ago, I would have never thought I'd be on stage. The reason why is because I looked at it from this point of view. 16 years ago, I was going into the moment. I think about it, I'm turning 41 this year. And when I went in, I was 24 years old. And I never thought I would end up on a TEDx stage talking about this. I thought my life was over. I didn't know what to think next, because I was living in the moment. I actually didn't even think I would make it out of that moment. And there was so much emotion when I was getting ready, because I was thinking about where I was 16 years ago. And it's like, man, I wasn't in a good place. The night before my TEDx talk, I felt normal. I'm a power lifter, so my mindset can get into this zone of absolute focus, and the biggest thing that I worked on the night before and the day before and days leading up to it wasn't so much what am I going to say, but more how am I going to say it. And I was trying to be impactful, but from the point of view, I was trying to transfer my emotion through my speech and have my emotion do the talking. The hardest part for me to share publicly has always been my prison story. It's an embarrassing moment because not everyone goes there. A lot of people went to college, a lot of people graduate university, and it's like, oh, where'd you go? Prison. And it's generally reserved for the people that do crime, right? And you end up there and you're like, it's not the place to talk about. So that will always be the hardest part to share publicly. I've felt disqualified in my past because of especially for any moment that I was in, because of my past. And then I got over it. I don't think like that anymore, because I do think that it's not about your past, it's about where you're willing to go and where you're willing to work to. You can, and I'm not trying to say you can outwork your past, because there's some pasts that are bad. No one's to judge. But when we're looking at the moment, it's easy to feel like you're disqualified in the moment because you're not qualified for that moment. So when that moment hits you, you're like, man, I don't feel like I'm the actual person for this moment. Not realizing that you are the actual person for the moment because of things that have happened in your life. And so for me, I think about that, because the things that disqualified me are the things that qualified me. Me going through my moments and getting to where I am shows the possibilities that it can happen for you, right? It doesn't need to be this whole, oh my gosh, this is the worst life ever. Standing on a TEDx stage actually represents to me a feeling of success, because I was able to get there. It's this moment where I'm able to tell my truth there. Like, and it's a platform where people will go to listen to. And it's not about, I hit a TEDx stage. It's more about the impact, because I agree. What is my idea worth spreading? Where's that idea going? Who's gonna hear it? And my idea worth spreading is the fact that it doesn't matter what happens in your life, you can make it. Things will happen. It's guaranteed. But the thing is that you can't let those things stop you from doing the things that you want to do, the things that you dreamt of. And a lot of times we allow things to stop us that aren't real. This life that we're living in, it's not all up here, but a lot of it is belief. It's the belief of how I feel that someone's going to think about me. It's the belief of how I feel about this person. And so what I have to do, and what I've realized, is that it's all up here. So the TEDx stage allowed me a stage to talk about the fact that it's all up here. And once you start reprogramming this, everything around you changes. But for a lot of people, they don't know how to reprogram this. So because they don't know how to reprogram this, nothing is changing. They're still talking about how this person did something to them, or this person's against them. And I get that people can be against you, but the reality is, the more that you put focus on that, you can't create. Because you can't create because you're focusing on the little thing. And I say little thing, but it's a big thing. Moments happen in everybody's life, but it's up to you to define those moments. The idea of when my life started changing, it started changing the moment that I decided it was going to change. When I went inside, my life started changing when I made the decision back then to be like, I'm not going to allow this to stop me. Like, that was the one thing that when I came out, is that's how I thought. I was not going to allow this to stop me. And I was willing to do the work to get past and beyond it. I would say what's the moment that I realized I can rebuild my life is when I was able to get leave. I remember watching different people go into prison, go into jail. And the one thing, the people that were able to become successful and I say success is one of those things to me that's defined by this is what I'm going to do. So here's my definition of success. Success is whatever it is that you intend to do, that you go out and do it and accomplish it. So if you intend to be the best personal trainer in the world, and then you do everything to make that happen, and then you accomplish it, that's success. If you intend to just be a personal trainer and you do everything there is to accomplish it, that's success. The moment that you accomplish the thing that you say that you're going to do, that's defined for me as success.